One of the most powerful warships ever built, aircraft carriers serve as seagoing Air Force vessels. These enormous ships can accommodate up to 5,000 crew members and over 100 aircraft. In today's video, we are going to see the reason for U.S. Navy aircraft carriers being so expensive. Let's check it out. Although they are among the most technologically advanced naval ships in service right now, aircraft carriers have been around for almost as long as the airplane. Despite existing during World War I, they didn't see widespread use until World War II, when air power and the means to move it from one place to another were developed. As a result, air power and the means to move it from one place to another were not yet developed. In military triumphs, Nimitz-class carriers are over 1,000 feet long, nuclear-powered, and have a price tag of up to $10 billion. There are various sections on aircraft carriers, each of which has distinct characteristics and obligations. It is similar to a typical airbase. There are crew quarters, a flying deck, and one or more hangar bays. The majority of the ship's deck is taken up by the flight deck, giving airplanes plenty of area to take off and land. With such a small runway to work with, even the most powerful aircraft require assistance to take off. This is where the highly innovative catabar system enters the picture. A portion of our system includes a catapult-assisted takeoff mechanism that uses a steam or hydraulic-powered launching mechanism to accelerate the aircraft to much higher speeds in a short period of time. Despite the use of steam allowing for reasonably good control and power, carriers worldwide intend to switch to an electromagnetic launching system. Aside from the flight deck, the two most crucial components of an aircraft carrier are the bubble and the island. Steam propels a shuttle attached to the aircraft's landing gear forward at over 150 miles per hour. The Integrated Catapult Control Station, or bubble, is the location beneath the flight deck where the airships are controlled. From the bubble, crew members can safely monitor and manage flight deck procedures and communicate with pilots and flight crews. However, it also includes ship operations such as navigation, communication, and activities on the flight deck. The bridge control tower, primary flight control system, numerous radar and communication antenna, and other equipment required for the carrier to carry out its job are located outside the island, which is several stories high. It's difficult to comprehend how enormous aircraft carriers truly are when compared to the biggest cruise ships in the world. Because container ships and oil tankers are larger than the average carrier, and because small, tight maneuvers are not possible for large ships at low speeds, when an aircraft carrier approaches a shallow port or docking area, one or more tugboats are needed to help the carrier properly navigate the area. The aircraft carrier is pushed and pulled into position by these strong little ships. However, when the carrier is in the middle of the ocean, this is not the case. The U.S. Navy is committed to making sure all of its aircraft carriers are incredibly tough and durable. In this image, the U.S. Gerald Ford is undergoing shock testing, in which strong explosives are detonated within a specific distance of the ship to test its ability to sustain operations and validate the hull's hardness. Combat is extremely taxing on both crew members and the ship itself, and the only way to do that is by as closely simulating that environment as possible. For their size, aircraft carriers are surprisingly quick and nimble. They can even make sharp turns at high speed to avoid enemy ships or weapons. In fact, these vessels can move over an area of 700 miles in just 30 minutes. This range can be increased to 6,000 square miles in an hour and a half. It's important to note that most aircraft carriers will remain at sea for months at a time or more, but with up to 5,000 crew members on board, these ships require the occasional resupply. If a submarine or other enemy vessel attempted to track a moving carrier, it would have a very difficult time doing so. Combine this with the ship's sophisticated electronic scrambling and jamming capabilities, and you have a formidable wartime opponent. In this image, the U.S. Abraham Lincoln is receiving a connecting line from the USNS Leroy Grumman. Once connected, the line is used to connect a long fuel hose. The fuel hose is then inserted directly into the aircraft carrier's fuel tanks, allowing fuel to be pumped from the Grumman while both vessels are still underway. Aircraft carriers are truly magnificent ships, but what makes them formidable adversaries is their ability to store, launch, and land a wide variety of military aircraft, as well as all the weapons needed to arm them. In fact, managing the bombs, missiles, bullets, and other ordnance stored on the vessel is one of the most crucial tasks on an aircraft carrier. A type of aircraft carrier after preparation, the weapons are moved to their aircraft via a series of lifts, ramps, and miniature dollies from where they are placed off the sides of the hangar bay along the main deck. Once on the flight deck, these bombs and missiles are attached to the aircraft's hardpoints by trained crew members known as aviation ordnance men. These men and women use special tools to help move these weapons into position, but attaching them is still a team effort. There are also machine shops aboard ships where ordnance can be modified if necessary. Here, you can see both Hornets and Super Hornets trying to take off from the U.S. George W. Bush. The latter are larger and more technologically advanced than the original F-18s, which were introduced way back in the 1970s. Due to its relatively small size and versatile capabilities, one of the McDonnell Douglas F-18 Hornets is a mainstay aboard aircraft carriers. Catabar system, which is seen attached to the front landing gear and which accelerates the F-18s to a forward speed of about 170 miles per hour, enables them to gain airborne in just 300 feet during takeoff. When the aircraft reaches the end of the flight deck, it will already be moving at flight speed thanks to the shield protecting the crew from the thrust. Although it is essentially a part of the same system, the barrier-arrested recovery is the term for the second half of the acronym CATABAR, which enables planes to come to a complete halt with only the length of a football field to work with. The CATABAR design's arresting end makes use of a totally different mechanism. The average military aircraft requires constant maintenance to ensure that they are kept in fighting condition. This occasionally involves taking various components of the aircraft apart, replacing them, and testing them all in the same space. After landing, in addition to the maintenance of the aircraft, the hangar bay is also where drills and other logistical duties are performed. When they need to remain in one place, aircraft carriers deploy an anchor. With that, we come to the end of the video. We saw the major reasons for the high pricing of the U.S. air carriers. Comment below your thoughts on the same. If you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more such contents. Also bang the bell icon for notifications.